please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live.
Hey everybody, so we have had another pretty major trade taking place during the draft today. This one between the Minnesota Wild and the Nashville Predators. Minnesota has acquired forward Nick Bonino along with a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick from Nashville in exchange for forward Luke Kunin and a third-round pick. So, division rival trade here between the Wild and the Predators, but it certainly is a deal that I think I can understand why both teams wanted to do this. First, from the Minnesota standpoint, you're getting Nick Bonino, who's a little bit overpaid as a bottom six center, but somebody who is coming off a really good year with Nashville, a guy who can play your third line center role. And Minnesota is in desperate need of centers. They are weak down the middle, especially after trading away Eric Stahl and with Mikko Koivu not returning. They are in desperate need of centers. Nick Bonino fills an immediate need there for the Minnesota Wild, and he had a really, really good year last year with Nashville, despite the Predators not having a great year. They also get a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick out of it, so a couple more picks there for the Wild. So this deal certainly makes sense from a Wild standpoint, and that it fills a need in their lineup. And from Nashville, they get a third-round pick out of it and Luke Kunin. Now, Luke Kunin is significantly younger than Nick Bonino. He is also a winger, whereas Nashville doesn't necessarily need centers. They have guys that can play down the middle. Luke Kunin is a guy who can come in, play on probably your third line as a winger. He's likely going to replace a Craig Smith type guy. And Luke Kunin is significantly younger. He was a first-round pick, I believe, in 2016. He had a pretty good year last year with Minnesota. He's physical. He's not afraid to get involved physically at all. He'll fight. He'll hit. He's a guy that I think is going to fit in Nashville and fit in with their style of play very, very well. So I certainly think it makes sense. I think eventually he could maybe become a second-line winger if he gets his goal scoring up. Right now, I think he's more of a third-liner. But that's an area where Nashville wanted to get younger and wanted to get better, and I think they've done that with Luke Kunin as far as what the potential and what the future holds with him. So, I understand it from Nashville's point of view as well. A guy who is getting I think the age is an important thing here, where he is significantly younger than Nick Bonino, who they're giving up. Also, a side note, Nashville has bought out Kyle Turris and Steven Santini today. So Nashville making some changes, making the Bonino trade, buying out Kyle Turris, buying out Steve Santini. Nashville's a team that's not happy with the way that last year went, is not at all satisfied with the way that last year went, and knows that they need to be better. They're a team that should be a playoff team year in and year out in the West. When you look at that roster and the guys that they have, Philip Forsberg, Victor Arvidsson, Ryan Johansson, Matt Duchene. On the back end, they've got the friggin' Norris Trophy winner, Roman Josi, Matthias Ekholm, Ryan Ellis. I mean, this is a team that should be easily a playoff team in the West. And if it wasn't for the 24-team format, I don't know if Nashville would have gotten into the playoffs last year or not. They would have been a wild card team at best and would have barely gotten in if they did get in at all. So they were not happy with the way that last season went for them. Obviously, getting knocked out in the qualifying round by Arizona also stung. And this is a team that is making changes. So we expect Mikael Granlund and Craig Smith both to be gone in free agency. They've bought out Kyle Turris. They've bought out Steve Santini now. They've brought in Luke Kunin. They've opened up some cap space, so look for them to be making some moves in free agency, maybe another trade or two. But the Nashville Predators are going to be a different looking team next season than what they were this year. But As far as this deal goes, I understand it from both sides. Nashville gets younger and brings in a forward with, some good power forward upside potential. And for the Minnesota Wild, they bring in a veteran center who can center their third line and fill a position that they desperately need help at. So, and the swapping of picks as well, obviously, they're just trying to add, draft picks to their repertoire. So, that pretty much does it for this one, but Minnesota and Nashville, another trade between those two teams, and that one is complete as well. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our Patreon, merchandise store, and donation link are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.